Happy holidays and welcome. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's the 24th day of November 2021. It is a bright, clear, sunny, and 53-degree morning here in Ventura County, and it is the night before Thanksgiving, so if you haven't started cooking yet, you probably should. And speaking of cooking, or almost ready, see what I did there? See how I do that? I'm clever. Here's a list of what's going on in the world of crowdfunding / kickstarting. All the following thingies, crowdfunding projects are supposedly coming to an end so if any of these sound like something you want to support, head on down to your friendly local game store, that's Cess Games Anime here in Ventura, and ask them to look into these products for you and help you invest in them if you want to. Remember, crowdfunding, kickstarting is a great way to support smaller companies and smaller games that might not get a chance to see the world otherwise and compete with the big boys. And speaking of Cess Games Anime is having a huge 75% off sale on some selective items for Black Friday in the store. We're trying to clear out the shelves and get rid of a lot of the stuff that's been sitting there for a long time. A very long time. An extremely long time. Like there's literally things on those shelves that have been sitting there for 20 years. So come on down to Cess Games Anime here in Ventura, California and check out the sale and say hi to me if I'm there. And speaking of things that have absolutely nothing to do with sales, here's the list of what's going on in the world of crowdfunding. From 2C Gaming, we have a product called Rewards and Rarities, which is for, not surprisingly, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. It's a source book, most popular pledge, $55, and you can tell by the names, it's a magic item book. From Another Woods, no, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Bleh, we're off to a good start. From Anthony Woods, though Another Woods would be a good name too. Anthony Woods. We have Yarg's Guide to Puzzles and Traps for 5e. This is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition source book. $20 is the most popular pledge. And it gives you traps and puzzles. So think the old Grimtooth traps, which have been converted to 5e, I believe, by Necromancer Games. And then here's this guy's take on puzzles and traps for your D&D game. From Mongoose Publishing, we have Traveler RPG, the Journal of the Traveler's Aid Society 2 for Traveler. This is a source book. $85 is the most popular pledge. And it's the campaign to create the Journal of the Travel Aid Society volumes, convert them to the current rules, make new stuff, and make it available to you. From Gaming Ballistics, we have Norland, Beastery, and Enemies book. This is for Dungeon Fantasy and GURPS Fantasy. It's the source book. Most popular pledge is $65. And it's a book of monsters for use with GURPS in either the normal GURPS fantasy setting or the Dungeon Fantasy setting. From Centaur Islands, we have Reach of the Roach God, part of A Thousand Islands. So this is a system-neutral source book. Most popular pledge is $75. It's 200 or so pages of nautical and neutral settings for the Thousands Island setting. If you're not familiar with the Thousands Island setting, it's a system-neutral setting of basically a bunch of islands. Each zine is a separate island, and each island has a whole, mini hex crawl campaign thing. So it's a lot of little islands, each one's separate. Each zine describes a separate island, and then all of them have a bunch of adventures, and you can run them together, you can run them separate, you could just focus on one island, or you just basically this continuing endless mini adventure settings that are all unique to one specific island in this world of 1,000 islands. From Rookie Jet Studios, we have Red Giant, a Cursed World tabletop role-playing game. This is an original system. It's $30 is the most popular pledge. And all we know about this so far is the sun's turned red, and red light has awakened a world of horror. This RPG seeks to bring action horror animes to your gaming table, inspired by Vampire Hunter D, Berserk, Castlevania, and Claymore. It uses a unique system that is similar to Overarms and Ratunga. There's a campaign page on DriveThruRPG. I don't know what Overarms or Ratunia are. Let's take a look at the quick start. If it gives us any information. Doesn't say what either of those games are, but there is a quick start available on drive-thru if you're interested in a apocalypse horror anime style game. From Demon Skunk Studios, okay, you win this week's award for best name. We have Aether Adrift for Savage Worlds. This is a Savage Worlds adventure sourcebook. Most popular pledge is $15. And it creates a world that is 1980s action cartoons. You are an Ark ship from Earth. You crash land on a planet of floating islands. And then you do adventures and stuff. So think Thundar / Thundercats / Star Trek, but you're crashed on a planet. So there you go. Sounds fun. Saturday morning cartoon nonsense is always good. And Savage Worlds would be a great system for that kind. Plus, the company's name is Demon Skunk Studios, and that's just a pretty good name. From Dungeons on a Dime, we have Carved in Stone, a system-neutral source book. It is $30 for the most popular pledge. The book features a system-neutral history and details about Pictish people of Scotland, advertised as a research for storytellers, students, historians. The book should paint a picture of the Highlands. So think the Osprey books, but this guy's trying to do them. So it doesn't really sound like a gaming book. It sounds more just like here's some information on the Pictish people when they were in Scotland. If you're familiar with Osprey, or that sounds a lot similar to the Osprey books, or like a GURPS setting book. It's called Dungeons on a Dime, but it's $30. So, yeah, I mean, I could just look up the history of Pictish people in Scotland for free on Wikipedia, but I'm not sure how this is a gaming product. But okay, anything that helps people learn stuff. From J.E. Shields, we have Uncommon Monstrosities. This is a miniatures collection. Most popular pledge is $45. $45 will get you the 3D printing files. So this is a 3D miniatures for D&D, a whole bunch of them. By quick starting it, you get the files that you can then print them out yourself. So you don't get the miniatures in physical form, you get files to print out the miniatures. $45 for some files to print out 3D minis, where there's a lot of those files already available free. I don't even get an actual mini. I just get files to print them out on my 3D printer. Not even a sample. Like if I give you more than the popular pledge, you don't send me a sample? Like other Kickstarters? I just get files? Yeah, no. From Infinite Black. Well, okay, this one was canceled, so never mind. Why would you even put it up and list it quick Kickstarter if it was then canceled? So this was a RPG dice thing that was being kickstarted, but then it got canceled because of intellectual property dispute, and yet they still listed it. Probably just an editing mistake. All right, so the last three, yeah, the Pictish thing, I could find that stuff out for free. The give you $45 to get files for 3D printed monsters when I could find a lot of these files for free. Yeah, no. Yeah, none of these really stand out to me. Maybe the Thousand Islands thing. And as for the Traps books, it's already been done. Okay, so also if you're a fan of Free League Publishing and the Mutant Year Zero setting, there is a new Mutant Year Zero book being kickstarted by Free League, but right now it is only available in Swedish. They're kickstarting it on Kickstarter on the Swedish version of Kickstarter. It is called Mutant Victorian, and apparently it is the final chapter in the Mutant Year Zero storyline. We're not sure because nobody can read Swedish that I know, but we found the ad on Kickstarter. So if you are a fan of the Mutant Year Zero product line, head on over to Kickstarter and try and find it. It might be difficult because it is all Swedish, but if you do, check it out. They do say they will be making a English version of it, but not right away. So there you go. That's what's going on with the Mutant Year Zero. And that's about it for Kickstarter news. If any of these sound like something you want to support, head on down to your friendly local game store, that's Cess Games Anime here in Ventura, and ask them to look into these crowdfunding projects for you. And don't forget, Cess Games Anime here in Ventura is having a huge 75% off Black Friday sale on selected product. We've got stuff that has been sitting on shelves for years, and we want to see it go away. So please come on down and support us, as we are the only tabletop role-playing game FLGS that is supporting active tabletop role-playing game play in Ventura County. So yeah, if you live in Ventura, Oxnard, and you're into gaming, come on. We've been open. We're still open. We want you to come. Till next time, I have been your guide to all the tabletop role-playing game news, weather, sports, controversy, and general internet nonsense that is the OGGM. If you appreciate my content, please consider supporting me. Remember, if I hit 1,000 subs by January 1st, I'll start using the camera and maybe give myself a mohawk. So think about it. Till then, stay warm, stay dry, happy holidays, stay off my land.